Hello and welcome back to day 10. Day 10 was another day where we rode for a long distance. We started next to the Attabad lake and rode to the end of the Karakorum highway to the China border, where we went past the Passu cones and rode through the Khunjerab National Park. We then came back down the Khunjerab National Park to stay the night at Passu. In total, we rode about 165 miles. If you are enjoying the videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. This is the hotel we stayed at last night. It was a really nice hotel on the northern edge of the Attabad lake. It has a garden and excellent views. It cost us about £8 for the three of us for the night. We are just getting the bikes ready to head off to the China border. Because it was off season, the hotel did not have any food facilities, and so we had to go to a local restaurant on the way to Khunjerab National Park. We did come to this restaurant the night before and the food was good, and so we decided to have breakfast here as it was on our way. They did not have paratha, and so I had bread, egg and tea. It is a small world, as we met some people who lived on the same road as my dad's house in Abbottabad. They were nice and offered us to eat with them, but we had eaten already and had a long ride ahead of us, and so we could not join them. This is the danger here. I was enjoying the beauty of the landscape, not realising I was starting to veer on the wrong side of the road. We are at Passu now. We did not stay here for long as we wanted to get to the China border as soon as possible, as the weather was good for now, but rain was forecasted for later in the day. We will see Passu on our way back from the border. I thought I'd get some drone shots here. The glacier that you can see up ahead between the two mountains is the Passu Glacier. It rises from 1,200 meters at the base to 7,500 meters high peak. It is linked to the Babusar Glacier, which is 30 miles long and is one of the largest and longest glaciers outside of the polar regions. The mountain straight ahead is called the Tupopdan Peak, and it also goes by the famous names of Passu Cones or Passu Cathedral because of the peculiar shape of the mountain. The mountain is 6,106 meters tall and is the most photographed peak of the region. Just on the left here is the Babusar Glacier, which is the 5th longest glacier outside of the polar region. After every turn, there is another majestic mountain just waiting to show its beauty to us. This place is such a lovely place to ride a bike. The roads are nice and smooth to ride on, and the views are spectacular. We decided to stop here to have a rest. I could sit here all day drinking coffee and admiring the views. This is a motorbike tour group from Malaysia, and they were also travelling up to the China border. We stopped at a small town called Soest for snacks and refreshments, as this is the last major town before the China border, which is about another 55 miles away. Although these roads are beautiful, there is always the danger of a landslide. You can see the big rocks having slid down the mountain and damaging the barriers. It is really important to not underestimate the dangers on this road, especially when riding a motorbike. When Usman in front of me came out the tunnel without him realising it, he rode over a big rock, which if he had not handled it well, could have ended quite catastrophically, with him potentially going over the edge, down the cliff and into the river. That could quite easily have been me, and with me not having ridden a manual motorbike in a long time or ridden on these types of roads before, it could probably have ended differently. Luckily Usman and the motorbike were fine. Usman is probably thinking how lucky he was. We are now at the checkpoint for the Khunjerab National Park. They prohibit the use of drones, and so I had to deposit my drone with the security staff. The entrance fee is about £10. The Karakorum highway, which runs through the park, is the highest paved road in the world. The Khunjerab Pass, which connects Pakistan and China, is a mountain pass at an elevation of 4,693 metres. It is in the Karakorum mountain range. It has a Guinness World Record for having the highest altitude ATM cash machine. It is home to the Himalayan brown bears, snow leopards, Himalayan ibex and yaks. I am not sure if it still is, but it also used to be home to the Marco Polo sheep. This pass is closed for all vehicles from December to April, as it is often snow covered. You can see how the landslides in the past have completely destroyed the crash barriers. We stopped on the side of the road just before we started ascending to 4,000 metres, as Usman wanted to wear some additional layers of clothing as he was feeling the cold. I was okay, as the Alpine Star motorbike gear I had on had additional internal thermal layered jacket and trousers. We are quite high up now, as we are by the snow-capped peaks of the mountain. I did have second thoughts about putting on an extra layer of clothing, as I was starting to feel the cold. We are at about 4,000 meters high now, and the views here are amazing. This is it. We have finally made it to the top. We are now 4,693 meters above sea level. This is the highest paved international border crossing globally and is the highest point along the Karakorum highway. We had to park our bikes at the car park and walk to the border checkpoint. This is the highest ATM card machine in the world. It is amazing being able to walk here, as this is the highest paved road in the world, and the feeling of being the highest I will probably ever go, whether on foot or a vehicle, just adds to the experience.
Finally made it. The Pakistan-China border. That's China over there. This is Pakistan. Again, it took a bit of a while getting up here, but it's really cold. But you can see how nice it is up here. It's really nice actually. It said it's supposed to be snowing, but alhamdulillah it's not. Absolutely stunning. This is Mani, our captain. He made it as well. He'll be doing his photography. Such a lovely place.
The army personnel told us that because it is the Mid-Autumn Festival and the National Day in China, which is between the 29th September to the 6th October, the border crossing is closed, and normally you do have trucks crossing the border either side. I just cannot believe how different this place now looks with the sun shining. Gilgit, where we started from yesterday, is 157 miles from here, and Islamabad, where the airport is at, is 532 miles. We are back at the car park, and the Malaysian tour group that rode past us earlier have also made it up to the top. Although this is only a 150cc engine motorbike, it is actually an all-terrain power machine. It got me up the Ko mountain yesterday, which was about 3,000 meters high and all off-roading, and today it has got me up a 4,000er. This was the furthest point in our journey, and we will now be heading back to Abbottabad, stopping off at different places such as Passu and Hussaini Bridge. I am so glad that the clouds cleared up, as the views now are amazing. This is called the Barkhun River, which feeds into the Khunjerab River and then into the Gilgit River. We spotted some animals on the mountain on the other side of the river. I was not sure what these were, if they were the Marco Polo sheep that used to be up here or the ibex. I took out my Samsung phone to zoom in, and they were the Siberian ibex. They might have got spooked by us thinking we were hunters and started moving along the side of the mountain. This is the Khunjerab River flowing down the mountain. The turquoise colour of the river is lovely. We are back at the army checkpoint to exit the Khunjerab National Park. If you are in this area, it is definitely worth a visit. The beauty of riding to and from the border is you get to see two different perspectives of this same region, because when riding back you get to see the mountains from a different angle. Riding a bike here is lovely and I have no regrets at all, but these roads are really dangerous and I am limiting as to how much I can enjoy the scenery, as I still need to concentrate on riding the bike on this dangerous road. I need to be cautious against landslides and rocks in the middle of the road. I am sure this journey would be more enjoyable as a pillion passenger on a bike, as you can then truly take it all in. I do not believe I would enjoy this journey in any car type vehicles, as the view can be quite restrictive in the car, especially if you are a passenger sat in the back, because you won't get to see the vastness and openness of this area as you do when riding a motorbike. It was starting to get dark now, and so we had to find a place to stay the night fairly quickly. We drove past the major town of Sars to get to Passu again. Usman had run out of fuel and had to switch it on reserve. We luckily found a lodge type hotel just on the main Passu road, and it was quite nice. They did not have any rooms, but they laid some mattresses down for us in this majlis type room where they would normally entertain guests and play music, but because it is off season it was free, and so they gave this to us. This cost about £5 for the three of us for the night. That is the end of day 10. Watch day 11 where I zipline alongside the Hussaini Bridge and take a boat ride on Attabad Lake. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.